Hi, I'm Jen Andrees, and I'm here in the KCOX studio with Adam Michael James, author of Undo the Deed. Adam, you had said that you started writing this book in 1986, is that correct?
That's right. That's right. I was in high school at the time.
That's amazing. So for 16 years you've been working on this?
On and off. During high school, I worked on it quite a bit when I was supposed to be doing my work, you know. And then it sat for a few years, half finished, and then in '92 I came back to it and started writing again. I finished it around '94, '95, and I submitted it to publishers, and that didn't work, so it sat again, and it just kind of kept going through that cycle until 2000 when I got an agent, and that's when things really started taking off with it.
Started rolling. That's a great story of tenacity. If you stick with it and stick with it, finally you'll get what you want.
I do not give up easily.
Well, that's great. Now you've got a book.
Exactly. Yeah, it's great.
So tell me a little bit about Undo the Deed.
Okay, the short story is that it's a time travel story with a child abuse theme. This girl, Amanda, in 1987, is being beat up by her father, Matthew, and one night he almost kills her, you know, abusing her, and she gets away. She drives away hysterically in her car, and she crashes into a tree. And when she comes out of it, it's 1965, and she's taken in by this newlywed couple and ends up going back to school.
So she's in an accident, and then she's suddenly back in time.
Right.
Had she wished to be back in time, or it just happened?
No, she just was wishing for the whole abuse thing to be over, but you know, we never really know how the trip happens. It just sort of does. So she goes back to school and she meets the teenage version of her father, and she knows from talking to her aunt that, you know, they were also abused. It runs in the family, and so in her mind she thinks, well, there must be a reason I'm supposed to be back in 1965. So she figures if she gets into Matthew's life and
her father's life,
right, and tries to get him to talk about his problems and stuff, that maybe, you know, if she ever gets back to the 80s, he won't be an abusive person. It's a very selfish motive at first. Until she gets to know him and realizes there's a person underneath here. Right. Because she never gets to see that, you know, in the adult version. And so they develop a friendship, and he does open up to her, but he does fall in love with her, not knowing who she is, of course.
Wow. So even though it's a child abuse theme, which is a very serious issue, it sounds like it's got a lot of messages of hope.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know that a lot of times when people ask me what the book is about, and I tell them, you know, it's a child abuse story, I get a lot of funny looks, you know, because it's a very daunting, you know, issue-laden story, and it can be very, very heavy. But there's a lot of humor. There's a lot of humor. I mean, that's what got me through, you know, a lot of things I went through.
Right.
Lots of other little subplots and messages that don't have to do with the abuse, and yeah, there's a lot of hope in there. One of the things that I think is important for me is the reason that I wrote it. I didn't get physically abused myself growing up, but I did witness it, and I went through the psychological and emotional things. The characters in here are a lot of combinations of people that I knew. It's just, for me, it was about, in the beginning, expressing my feelings, what I went through. But it's also for people now, for people that are going through it, that people that have been through it, to know that there is a way out, that you can survive it, you can heal from it and grow from it. It takes a long time. I'm still working on it. But in the book also there's a lot of links to child abuse organizations, domestic violence, 12-step groups, therapy.
So you can not only read a story, but you can actually get help from the book also.
Exactly, exactly, and that was very, very important to me, to be able to provide that.
Or that must feel good for you to do something that you love, put a story out there, and to feel that you're helping people also.
It's very cathartic. Yeah. It's very healing for me personally, to be able to do that. Undo the Deed's been around with me half my life now, so.
Right. Well, it's so good to finally get it out there.
It is, it is. It came out in June.
Well, this is definitely a book that we don't want to miss.